everybody. So for starters, today was a very productive day on all fronts. Work went well. I had a lot of things going on. I'm working on a project with a coworker to revamp the way we educate new employees. So that was good stuff. And we had a meeting, which is takes up a large chunk of time and is also productive. So all in all, I had a very busy day at work. After work, we stopped and picked up a new uh, weight weight bar, the bar for the weights for a bench, because the other day we got a new bench. My roommate bought it, and his old bar was not long enough to reach the brackets, so we got a new bar. Came back, fixed up the basement because it was a little in disarray. Put some things away. I also porch couch, which I had previously mentioned that I was going to have to get rid of because of the homeowners association and their regulation on non-patio type furniture. I was going to have to get rid of it, and my roommate came up with the bright idea of putting it in the shed. So you guys haven't seen my shed, but it's a work of art. It's a beautiful shed. It's brand new. It was here when we moved in, and I'm eventually going to convert it into this tiny like writing house. So we moved the couch into the shed. It's it's not the greatest shaped couch, but it's still comfy and I still like it. And so now it's in the shed, and I also moved an old carpet out there. Roommate is going to work on insulating it, and then we're going to board up the inside so that it looks almost like a small house, and wire out some electricity and some outlets in there. So it's going to turn into like a tiny house that has like literally all it's going to have is like there's a loft built into it. So there's going to be like a small bed up there and a lamp for like if I want to take a nap or if I want to lay down and read. And then below the loft there's going to be a small desk area for me to put my computer on. And then over like across from it there's going to be like a tiny coffee bar for me to have coffee. And then on the other side of that there's going to be like a place where I can sit and read. So it's going to be like my reading, napping, writing, just being quiet and creative place. But it's going to have wired electricity and a nominal amount of heat and insulation so that it's comfortable in the wintertime. And that is going to be where I write all the books. So the goal is to have it sort of somewhat ready so I can go hang out there this year if I want to, but it won't be beautiful and finished like I want it to be. But eventually, so we got that taken care of. And then we came in, I also shaved my dog because she was like miserable. She was just this giant poofy ball of fur, and a whole bunch of other things. So all of that happened. Oh, and then I hatched like 8 eggs in Pokemon and involved a bunch of things, and I'm getting pretty close to level 31. I'm gonna show you because it's my blog, so you have to. There's shoot, it's so glary you can't see it. I'll turn it sideways. Okay, so hopefully this video mirrors back because I can't remember if I have it set up to do that, but I am getting really close to level 31, and it's pretty exciting. I'm trying to catch up to my rival. He's level 32. Hopefully he's not 33 yet. I couldn't be upset. It's really hard to catch up to him. I've been doing a lot of grinding. So there's that. So I've been pretty productive. Unfortunately, I haven't been as productive on the writing front. Now, since the last video, I have added like 4,000 words, so it's something, which is good. But I seem to have painted myself into a bit of a corner. So the problem that I'm running into is like my character, he goes back and forth between this world, that world, this world, that world, like over and over and over again. And the problem is just that I don't want it to seem repetitive, that he just goes there, 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 there. But he's there throughout the entirety of their childhood. And but I don't want to write, a whole book of kids growing up because that's boring. It's not really what I'm interested in. So I'm torn between like, do I time skip it or do I take the time or whatever. So that's honestly that's most of where I'm stuck right now. But I'm particularly stuck in one scene because I put a character where she wasn't supposed to be on a whim because I did that and I'm stuck because I'm like, I don't know how to end this scene or how to meaningfully move on to the next scene, so I'm trapped in my brain. So I went on a walk around the subdivision with my sister's boyfriend, and we were like hatching Pokemon eggs and shit and talking about stories because he's a dungeon master and he does stories too in a different way. I tried talking him into doing Nano. We'll see how that goes. But I still didn't really make any progress on how to get out of this hole I dug myself into. So that's where I'm at with that one. In other news, the Nano site just rebooted. So that's always exciting. It means that the year is officially kicked off. So I got to announce my Nano novel, which I told you about. So it's got a working title of Morty. And I wrote this little blurb. It says, Pat Arroz is done, just done. Sick of his girlfriend nagging, sick of dead-end jobs, sick of going nowhere, and sick of people. He's ready to quit, just give up on life and fade into obscurity until he gets stuck on a service elevator with someone who already has. So I'm pretty excited about that one. I had all of the chapters mapped out, so it should be about as easy as the Blood of Neris was for me. I'm hoping that's if the brain is working and if the caffeine is working. Lately I've had a lot of trouble just finding the actual time to write, because as I've mentioned before in the past, usually my best time is in the middle of the night, and when you work first shift, that doesn't work. So, excuses, they're not worth my time or yours. So, I will find a way to make it work. I promise there will be a book. So, there's no way I'm going to lose Nano. I can't. I'm too competitive. 50,000 words in 30 days, you got it. I'll do it in half the time. So there's that. And the other news is that we've been doing Nano, like, pre-Nano events. We're trying to get people to commit to their novels and actually finish them, which is a problem with a lot of people. So last week we did an event where it was like introducing Nano to people who maybe were only kind of curious before. So that was nice. We only had like 3 newbies show up, but 3 is better than none. So that was fun. I had a couple beers before it, and I hope I didn't make an ass of myself. I don't think I did, but oh well. I'm a writer. I can do weird things. And then this week we're doing starting your story, like coming up with a decent idea and one that's worth writing that you can get excited about for an entire month at a time. So we're gonna try to make sure that everybody's all set on their idea, and they're gonna leave there with the idea and spend a week thinking about it and really fleshing it out into a full-fledged like novel idea. Like actually planning out, this is what I'm going to accomplish this month. I kind of know how I'm going to begin it. I kind of know how I'm going to end it. So I at least have an idea of the full story. And then the next week after that, after they've done that week of thinking about it, they're going to come in and be like, look, I'm having problems with this particular thing. And then we will go more like in depth to make sure that whatever is going to trip them up, whatever potential pitfalls they see, are addressed before the actual, before November actually starts. So that will be good. And then the final week of October, we're going to talk about tips and tricks for when you hit the wall, because all of us hit the wall. And so we're going to help people figure out how to handle that moment when it gets there and not quit and throw their novel across the room, which is really tempting. So there's all that. And so that's where I'm at. Not bad for a week's work, right? So we'll get somewhere. I'm trying to get back into the habit of writing. So far, so okay. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you there. I hope that some of you are brave enough to Nano with me, because November is madness, and pretty excited about it. I feel like fall makes me write better. I don't know why. It just feels like a good time. And as you can tell, I'm feeling a lot better. There's still some simmering rage, but I'm coming out of it. So yay. Alright, guys, I will talk to you next week. Thanks for following. Take care.